Welcome back to the Leeds United career mode on FC24. Everybody's tired, but we're going to give them a bit of a rest as we push on towards the next fixture against Brighton here away from home as we begin life in the second half of the season of this third year and second at Premier League level. Brighton, Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa and Leicester currently the 5 games this month. However, we do have another FA Cup round to be drawn and we expect European football to be drawn in the not too distant future as well. So we will be probably simming Brighton, playing Liverpool and Newcastle and waiting and seeing what happens with the fixture list as we progress forward. But the side is growing very well. You'll notice everybody is in the 80s now. Strauch 81, Clark 82 and everybody else, apart from Ashley Martin 82 as well, and everybody else is 83 or upwards. So we're looking very, very strong indeed. There was a call in the comment section for Archie Gray to have a new contract, so I will do that. I don't have much money left available to me, but enough to offer a couple of contracts around to those that would like them. So we'll make sure that we sort out the morale there, although morale is happy enough as it is right now because we're in second in the Premier League with 17 games to go. Still looking over our shoulder and very much not looking at Manchester City in front of us. The rearview mirror is a lot bigger than the windscreen at the moment. But hopefully as time progresses and the games go by and the results come, we will be able to pick up enough points to ensure Champions League football for next season for Leeds United. That's the current plan. So I'm just going to crack on if you don't mind. I'm getting to the point now where I'm contemplating in months like this and when we get even further months like this with European and other games involved, I'm leaning towards going back to quick simming some, not all, but quick simming some games rather than doing the tactical view sim of all of them, purely from a time it takes to create content point of view. If you're all right with that, then let me know in the comment section. If you'd rather the tactical view sims remain tactical view sims, then do vocalize that in the comment section as well, please, and do thumbs up the ones that you agree with. That helps the most popular options rise to the top and lets me make the best decision for the content moving forward. So I will quick sim this game against Brighton, but I do need to sort my training plans first. Today we're saying thank you to Matty, we're saying thank you to Michael, and we're also saying thank you to Staffy for your continued support in the comment section. Thank you very much indeed. Right, I'll see you at the Amex, or at least a quick sim view of the Amex. So Brighton line up with Rushworth in goal, Malacia, Dunk, Ake, Posh, March, Agume, Campbell, Seema, Muniain and Undav. They're in 17th, but actually their form is decent. It's just occurred to me that my camera's in the wrong position, so you can see that their form is decent now that I've put me in the right place. 3 wins in their last 5 games. Perhaps it's a little bit of a risk to quick sim this, but I think with the full strength side we have available to us, we should be all right. So we're all right. Only thanks to an 85th minute Chaibi winner, though, as Undav brought it back to 2-2 in the 82nd. Then Chaibi sealed it 3 minutes later. Piru with a goal, and then Piru with 2 goals, actually, after Nathan Ake gave Brighton the lead. 3 points for us. And for Chelsea and for Manchester United there, Newcastle lost, although Newcastle, I don't think, are chasing the spots at the moment. Still 9 points to City. Still actually a growing gap to those slightly below us, but that gap might close as we have Liverpool at home next. So let me change my top again. Liverpool then, 4 wins in their last 5. They're still pushing on trying to get that Champions League spot. Pedro Gonçalves, Oyarzabal and Salah, the front 3. Oyarzabal scored against us last time we played Liverpool. We got, was it a dramatic 3-2 win against Liverpool last time? Or was it a 2-2 draw? I can't remember. Of course, their brand new £165 million signing Fede Valverde starts in central midfield. Completely different looking defensive line. In fact, Alisson and Salah are the only remaining real-life Liverpool players in the 11. That's a better way to phrase it. Still got Gakpo and Szoboszlai on the bench. And Kelleher outside of that. It's a complete... Liverpool are busy in the transfer window, aren't they? Fede Valverde's goal for Real Madrid last night against Manchester City was sen-bloody-sational. And hopefully he doesn't do something of that nature in this game. But if this game is as entertaining as that City-Real Madrid game, then we'll be very happy indeed. Provided, of course, the home team come out on top here, which will be me this time. Archie Gray, who has been offered and has accepted a new contract. Gone from £6,300 a week. I kind of understand why, as a Premier League starter, he was unhappy with the contract he was currently on. £6,300 a week to £34,000 a week. We have quadrupled. No. What's it when it goes up by 6? It's quadrupled, quintupled, sextupled? Is it sextupled? We've sextupled his wages. Because obviously, Archie Gray, especially now he has the potential to be special tag, is already a fantastic player for us and will be the main central midfielder for us for the entirety of this save. And to be fair, Ethan Ampadu is doing exactly the same alongside him as well. We've got a lot of original Leeds United players still with us in this save, and it's rare that I kind of do that, to be honest, so it is quite refreshing. Kirkju has gotten away from one challenge, rides it very well indeed. Liverpool could be in here, but Ampadu wins it back, and a free kick is given in Liverpool's favour. Well, that was their advantage, was it? It was a long advantage. Kirkju won't take it quickly. Fede Valverde will actually, I think, wind up for a shot from here. It's a shot that's on target, but no trouble for Meslier. Van Nevijk. Ooh, it won't. Try again. Van Nevijk. And Jack Clark. Peru's on the run. Into the gap. Advantage played for a foul. Peru from range. 1-0 leads. Away from home. Destiny Udogie couldn't catch him. Dayot Upamecano was misplaced with his positional sense. And Peru on his left foot inside the box doesn't miss. Even against Alisson on this occasion. Gray to Gini. Gini Wijnaldum out to Jack Clark. Already got one goal. Looking for a second. Might get it. Upamecano doesn't do well enough. And Peru's in the box on his left again. And maybe I should have played the pass to Gini Rutter, who was waiting. Someone in live chat just called Upamecano Upa Maguire. And I think, to be fair, it's pretty accurate given the way that he's played against us in the most recent games against Liverpool. I don't know much about Upamecano in real life. I've never really seen him play too much. But in saves, statistically, attribute-wise, he looks very good. But evidently on grass rather than paper, it's not quite as good as you'd expect him to be. Here's Kirkju, giving that straight away. Got caught there as well, but a counter is on here. Archie Gray has Gini, and I'll quickly get this out wide, but Kirkju's tracked back with Jack Clark very well indeed. We're going to be leading by a goal to nil at half-time here. And it's a deserved goal to nil as well. Mellier's only really had the one thing to deal with, and that was the free kick from range earlier on from Fede Valverde. Oh, it's a lovely spin by... All right, Destiny Udogie suddenly turned into Lionel Messi. Udogie with the delivery, and Salah's there. And Meslier makes the save and will deny them the corner. What a run from the fullback. Jeez Louise. It seemed like it was his destiny to go on and either score the goal or get the assist. That was a ridiculous run. This could be a great counter-attack too if Hakimi didn't have the pace to get back in to deal with the pace that we've got on either flank. We're very fortunate to have particularly quick fullbacks and wingers. It's not necessarily something of recent years with the gameplay I've looked to have, because it can be a little bit exploitative at times, but just so happens that in this save we do have rather quick fullbacks and rather quick wingers as well. Not that we really look to exploit it. Salah has had a couple of chances now, but he still can't score the goal. Ampadu out to Jack Clark. I'll go for a little dink actually rather than a cross, and then maybe look to pull this back to a teammate. Summerville! How's that for a well-worked goal then? Leeds 2, Liverpool 0 in the 64th minute. That's a brilliant team move. Szoboszlai into Kirkju. Oh, we've won it back. Liverpool might have changed the majority of their starting lineup from real life, but it's not necessarily made them any better, has it? I think it's probably the best way to look at it, or kindest way to look at it. They're not necessarily a better side than they were at the beginning of the save. They've got some big-name players. They've got some high-profile players. They've got some talented players. But as a unit, as a team, as a collective, I wouldn't say that this Liverpool side are any harder to play against than that of the Liverpool at the beginning of a save. If anything, you'd actually argue, because that Liverpool team has been together so long and everybody knows everyone inside out, they're actually less of a team. And on the odd occasion, you might say, actually, some of the individuals in this starting lineup for Liverpool, in this squad, are actually better individually than those at the club in real life. But as the team gels together, or as it might be the case, doesn't gel together as well as it does IRL, they're actually less of a threat and less of a worry. I don't fear playing Liverpool the same way as I do at the beginning of a save. Somerville with a little back heel here to Gini Rutter. I'll look for Somerville again. Not quite got the right angle for the ball there, and De Ligt recovers it. 10 minutes to go here. It's still 2-0. I'm going to make some changes of my own. At present, we still have a full week until the next game against Newcastle, but we don't want to run the risk of getting anyone injured or missing anyone longer term, nor throwing away a lead, as I certainly have the capability to do. So let's make sure we hold on to this victory, shall we? And hopefully the clean sheet too. Melia with a big old pump. Somerville wins the header, actually. Gini, oh my God! You might be gone, Feddy. If you're not going to give him a bucket, I mean, he's won the ball, to be fair. He has cleanly won the ball, but Jesus, he went through the man afterwards. He caught the man just as cleanly as he caught the ball. That's a lovely ball over the top to Alex Scott, who's got support back here, but I can't find it. Memphis Depay's off the bench for Liverpool now. Hakimi pissing about with it at the back, and Liverpool doing the same, really. Fede Valverde, I could have returned fire there and gone for a sliding tackle of my own. I elected not to. Salah's given that away. Peru can't quite find Ben White, but that will be game. It'll be a 2-0 win against Liverpool, which will extend our gap inside the top 4. Liverpool were the side in 5th. I believe it was Spurs and Arsenal that were behind us in the other 2 Champions League spots. So we look good for Champions League football next season via a league finish. The league title obviously is going to eclipse us this year. We're not going to be able to stand a chance of doing that. It's still 9 points. Manchester City just will not stop winning, unfortunately. But we are now just as 9 points is the gap to City. 9 points is the gap to Liverpool in 5th. So certainly now we're strong favourites for Champions League football next year. And then in season 4, we go for the Champions League and we go for the league title. But for the time being, we're quite happy to keep going as we are and try and win the FA Cup and the Europa Conference League this season. Next up for us is Newcastle United. I don't believe we've had any other fixtures drawn at this particular moment in time. Adam Plojek's getting pissed off at the lack of football he's getting. To be fair, he and Joel Peru have scored a decent amount of goals this season. Plojek 7 in 13 in the Premier League. Peru 14 in 19. So certainly Peru has the better goal conversion percentage, but they're both contributing very well indeed. Plojek is just going to have to remain patient for the time being, I feel. We might see some cup football drawn. In fact, the FA Cup, I believe there has been drawn. And who have we gotten in the next round of the FA Cup? We got to the final last year. Unfortunately, lost it to Wolves. The Liverpool game was moved. The Liverpool game was after Newcastle, wasn't it? Or was it not? I might be completely misremembering that. It's Cardiff City away. That will be winnable for sure. Right. Newcastle away then next. Still awaiting the next game to be drawn in the Europa Conference League. But I need to change tops again. I might as well show you Newcastle's lineup whilst we're at it. Gordon, Isak, Minter, Palacios, Rodrigo de Paul, Bruno Guimaraes, Mendy, Mancini, Botman, Rico Lewis and Nick Pope. Another side that have won 4 of their last 5, but that didn't help Liverpool. They've got a new signing, Sasha Bowie, on the bench, but hopefully Newcastle will be just as winnable. Gordon intercepts that very quickly indeed. And cutting inside nicely and finding Alexander Isak. We played Newcastle recently too. And that really was a phenomenal game of football. Newcastle thought, oh, off the line by Martson. Wow. Newcastle thought they'd scored. There is how we'll end that particular highlight. Jeez Louise, they absolutely expected to go 1-0 up when that header came in. They thought they'd gotten a point last time they played us as well, but in the 93rd or something minute, we were able to steal the win, and Alex Scott has just stolen us a 1-0 lead as they very nearly scored at the other end. They beat the goalkeeper. They couldn't beat the man on the line. They didn't have a man on the line, and we beat their goalkeeper, Alex Scott, into the starting lineup for this game ahead of Ethan Ampadu. And what an impact to make. A number of rotated players involved here today. And a little scooped finish, actually. Really tidily taken. 1-0 to the Whites. Ferland Mendy. Anthony Gordon almost doing an NFL-style screen defensive play there to just block the defender out the way. Isak has come close to scoring himself, but they haven't yet. Gordon with a sharp turn. Palacios has support. That support here is Minter, who's wound up for it, but he's missed the target. He's a very, very fast winger. I don't know how much technical ability he has or develops in a career mode save. I've never used him. He does get recommended quite a bit, mainly because players that have 90+ pace get recommended a lot in career mode, because pace is obviously so influential in the video games, but well, and real life, to be fair, but even more so in the games. Right now, we still lead by a goal to 0, but Newcastle are looking for that equaliser. Heavy touch and picked off by Adam Cloget. And here's Somerville. And there's Martson. Peru's in the middle. Oh, it's a great delivery. Pope can only punch it as far as Chaibi, and it's blocked well by a defender. That should have been 2-0. Faris Chaibi with a glorious opportunity to double our advantage that we haven't been able to take. A man on the line for us earlier when Newcastle looked surely destined to score. And we looked similarly so in that instance there with the keeper all over the place. The goal was gaping, but a defender in the way again. Isak back here to Ferland Mendy. Roden up with the header. Bruno Guimaraes brings it down, and his strike awkwardly dealt with by Meslier and out for a Newcastle corner. Not very convincing, the goalkeeper on that occasion. They're going to take it short here. Rodrigo de Paul to Ezequiel Palacios with a gorgeous whip. They are dangerous with these aerial balls, Newcastle. We've certainly found that out so far. Bruno trying to work the space. Minter with the goal. There's some technical ability. 1-1. Van Evijk. Alex Scott is available centrally. Hlojek in that gap there. Playing Hlojek and Peru at the same time here. Sven Botman has read that superbly well. Isak lays that off. Palacios evades the challenge. And Anthony Gordon's just going to have the legs to get away here. I'm going to try and get there with Strauch. I can't. And Meslier makes the save. Gordon ends up on the floor in a heap. And the referee's going to give the penalty, isn't he? I just tried to step in to block the shot. And Pascal Strauch couldn't get there. Caught the man. Penalty given. We've seen them go for us. We've seen them go against us. Alexander Isak does not miss. Newcastle lead. Oh, Chaibi's won that back off Ferland Mendy and then could set us up on a decent attack here. Alex Scott into Hlojek, beats his man. There's the option. Peru's in. It's a tight angle. It's not tight enough, though. Nick Pope can complain about his defenders as much as he likes. He's got to stop that. Joel Peru, 3.5 minutes into the second half, brings us back on level terms. And once more against Newcastle, it is goals galore. Scott looking for Chaibi. It's well intercepted. And now here comes Alexander Isak, but he's run straight into Archie Gray. Scott forward. Peru nicely out wide to Somerville, who will deliver it into the middle, where Adam Hlojek has the first-time volley. And this time, Nick Pope's reactions are on point to deny us a goal to go 3-2 up. If he could have done that with Peru's effort, oh, Gordon with the extra touch just beats me, then they wouldn't have gone back to 2-2 in the first place. Joe Roden's put in a great tackle. Then I've run a little bit too far with him. Palacios into Gordon. I just can't get the ball off him, apparently. And Minter! Is it Newcastle's turn to score a late winner against us this time? Apparently so. Anthony Gordon on a mazy run and absolutely untackleable. I just could not get the ball to leave his feet. When it did, he found a teammate that put it home. Bruno Guimaraes. Oh, if I'd have won that with Alex Scott, we might have been able to go and get a late goal against them again. We still could maybe be... Oh, it has to be an accurate pass out, which it's not. Newcastle get their payback for the win at Ellen Road. And Minter very nearly scores a hat-trick in the process as well. 94th minute here. Stoppage time. It's 3-2 or 4-2. And it'll be just the 3. But a win for Newcastle nonetheless. Our first defeat in a little while in the Premier League. And unfortunately, the gap that we just opened up to those below us looks like it may well be closing again. Liverpool win, Arsenal win, Spurs win. Those gaps below us do indeed close once more. 12 points now the gap to Manchester City because, of course, they won too. So 6 points now, the gap to Liverpool. It could have been less if we'd have lost both Liverpool and the Newcastle game, but very happy to still have a decent gap to 5th. Doesn't really bother me whether we finish 2nd, 3rd or 4th, so long as we're in the top 4 come the end of the season. Villa and Leicester are the 2 remaining games this episode. Let's have a look at the league table. I imagine Villa are higher than Leicester. Villa are 7th, certainly are. Leicester in 12th. The Villa one also away from home, so I'll keep wearing this shirt and we'll go and play Aston Villa next and look for a bounce back episode. We have Emi Martinez in goal, Luca Digne, Diego Carlos, Pau Torres and then Kumbedi at right back. Buendia, Douglas Luiz, Kamara and Kingsley Coman on the left hand side. Nice. Ollie Watkins up top alongside Patreon player Cameron McLeod, who's leading the line for them this time around. A much more familiar looking Aston Villa side than the Liverpool side. Only 2 or 3 signings in there that aren't players you'd see there IRL. Wants me to play in the white shirt, and I ordinarily would actually, but it says snow, and I'm not taking that risk. Not playing in the snow in a white kit. I just... no. Thank you. Right, let's go and play then. There's McLeod. Well blocked by Strelk. And Archie Gray fighting with him now. Ampadu in the way. It just keeps falling back to Villa. McLeod. Ollie Watkins. Oh! Slammed at the near post. Squeezing in. And a goal at Villa Park for the Villains. Ollie Watkins thanking all of the fans for their support in this first half. It has kind of been all Aston Villa to this point, although the goal opportunities haven't been quite so clear-cut and obvious. But that was very clear-cut. He decided he wanted to score the goal, and score the goal he did. Great technique, great shot power, great accuracy, great goal. They've got Millwall next in their FA Cup tie. Actually, no, Millwall could be a Premier League game, couldn't it? To be fair. It will be a Premier League game, actually, because we've got Leicester. I was thinking of the FA Cup against Cardiff, but that's not till the beginning of March. Here's McLeod into Digne. Aston Villa looking to double their advantage. Kingsley Coman. Comes very close to doing exactly that. Ampadu's touch lets him down. McLeod. Van Eyck intercepts. I just cannot get the ball away right now. Douglas Luiz with an unbelievable tackle. Thankfully, no, still not. Yeah, no, finally, we get the ball away properly. And Peru looks for Somerville, who takes it in his stride brilliantly. Got Ruter in the middle, but not going to get the ball to him yet. Somerville needs that support. Arriving here is Jack Clark with the header. But over the bar goes the ball. Jack Clark around the corner to Van Eyck. Oh, this has opened up beautifully for us. Peru on his left foot. Emi Martinez with a save. I really should have done better with that. Had the option potentially to square it to Somerville, to Ruter even, but didn't think it would reach him. Somerville looking for Peru. That didn't reach Peru. And we're still 1-0 down here. We've not lost back-to-back games with this Leeds United side for a very long time. But we are motoring towards that now. Ben White into Ian Martson. And Gray. Oh, that's strong from Ollie Watkins. He might be in trouble here. Is it Archie Gray that's on the floor? I can't quite tell. I think it might be Ollie Watkins. Just the yellow? Just the yellow. He's a lucky boy. He's from behind. It is Archie Gray that he's taken out there. You can see the aggression in Ollie Watkins' face there as he made the challenge. Into Ruter. And arriving here is Van Eyck. I need runners. I need movement. Peru is the runner. But there's not enough movement to get the ball to him. Kingsley Coman will come away on a counter-attack for Aston Villa, and Luca Digne breaks away with it now. It's end-to-end stuff here at Villa Park. We break, they break. But so far, it's only them that scored. Oh, and they very nearly did again. Poor defending that's recovered well. Unbelievable from Diaby. Dummy. Good block. Good block. Get rid of it. Oh, my Lord. Kingsley Coman. Boubacar Kamara, Ollie Watkins, Meslier makes the save. Chaos in the box. Pure chaos. 14 minutes to go. Douglas Luiz delivers. It's not a great corner, but Diaby does enough with it to make me slightly worried that they might sneak in at the near post, but it doesn't. Time for us to make a change or two. We're not having a great game. We really need to sharpen up here, otherwise we are going to lose back-to-back games. Diego Carlos. And Pau Torres trying to put a bit of pressure on. Potentially force a mistake from this Aston Villa back line, but great composure back there. And no mistake is yet to be made. Pau Torres is still going. couldn't change player quickly enough to deal with the run that he made. He caught me by surprise, to be honest. I was just waiting for the pass. Oh, dearie me. Good effort at the back post by Kingsley Coman. Just waiting for the pass from Pau Torres, trying to mark passing lanes, and he just kept running. Rafa is on now for McLeod. Ben White with a great header clear. I've made a couple of changes of my own. Faris Chaibi is on and Adam Klojek too to try and get us the current 1 goal we need to get a point from this fixture. But it's still all Aston Villa at the moment. And Ilan Meslier is having to keep us in this to ensure that we stand a chance still of maybe getting something from it. But time is running out to do so. Diaby on the run. Martin trying to keep up. A fresh-legged Diaby off the bench is probably always going to have the legs. Chaibi quickly to Gray. Now, there is space here, and Hojek needs to make me the run. Well, that's very lucky. Very lucky indeed. Faris Chaibi looking for Van Evijk. Could tuck this back. And Scott. Can't find Chaibi. That was the moment. The only moment we will have to find an equaliser here as the clock ticks over into the 94th minute. Rafa's breakaway will ensure that Aston Villa do win here. And it will be by 2 as well. Points and goal difference taking a battering today. It's normally us scoring late counter-attack goals. It's Aston Villa on this occasion. Back-to-back Premier League defeats for the first time this season, as far as I can recall. And that is not great. Not great at all when it comes to trying to stay in the top 4 fight. The gap was 9 to 5th place. It may well be down as low as 3 now. Indeed it is. How things can change. In fact, if we'd have lost to Liverpool, we may even have been actually out of the top 4 entirely. With Leicester City to come next in a quick sim. Their starting lineup looks as you see it there. Leno, Rico, Cody, Chaloba, Spence, Özcan, Dewsbury Hall and Didi Storfetsa, Koita, Makatia. Everybody's fully fit again. Hopefully, everybody will help us get the win. It's a 2-2 draw against Leicester City. Peru, again, with a late goal. Somerville got us off the mark. Well, an episode that started very strongly with back-to-back dubs ends with just 1 point from a possible 9. And we've fallen down the league again. It's the FA Cup against Cardiff next. It's Başakşehir, I think I saw, in the Europa League. Thankfully, no, Liverpool haven't yet played. The gap to 5th may well be the 3-point gap we currently have to Spurs, and Liverpool might be only a point behind us. Gap to City keeps growing. It's currently 14 points, and they've got a game in hand. Yikes. FA Cup game against Cardiff to come, as well as games against Başakşehir and Crystal Palace and Fulham in the next episode. I'd be tempted to play the Cardiff game actually to make sure we go through in the FA Cup. I do want to win that trophy this season. Some players that had some fringe football, most notably Adam Klojek. Somerville started pretty much every game recently, but they're happy with the amount of football they're getting. Unfortunately, we're not happy with the amount of results we're getting at the moment. We must be better tomorrow, and I promise we will be. Join me for it then.